We are live on DSTV channel 279. We are also live on Facebook, where you can join us with your thoughts and comments. Very important. We begin the bulletin from here. The Electoral Commission has rejected calls to extend the period for the limited voter registration exercise. Multiple interest groups and politicians have called on the Commission to extend the period beyond May 27, 2024 to enable more citizens to register. The EC, however, says the process does not require a further extension.
The Commission had cause to apologize last week following errors in its infographic in the ongoing exercise. After another of such a mistake, the Commission says it has been forced to change the personnel responsible for the data.
We are equally not happy, although the errors are very, very significant. The latest one had to do with the challenge cases. The number of challenge cases, although extremely insignificant because they have no bearing on the total register. We still think that we could have done better than that, but we hold ourselves to a very high standard.
On the slide dedicated to providing information on the challenge cases for the first 11 days, the Commission apologizes for the error. The Commission has since made changes to the team charged with the responsibility of preparing the infographics. Additionally, we have put in place more rigorous methods in the preparation of the infographics.
Touching on concerns for an extension of the registration process, the Commission said it was not up for consideration.
We have 21 days within which to register admittance. And in our briefing, we stated that with the first week, we actually had a lot of people in the queue to register. And we stated that if you go to some of the registration centers, you find that it's something like the work day. We are not actually recording very high capacities in some the registration was so it is for 21 days, and if you go to most of the centers, you can actually see that the situation used not be the first week. So they don't actually think that, and this time it's even feasible for anyone to confirm facts this.
Following yet another allegation of the use of stolen biometric registration kit for the ongoing exercise, the Commission, while denying the claims, dared the group to provide evidence to substantiate the claim.
The Commission's decision not to disclose what it considers security-sensitive information cannot be misconstrued as providing a cover for the Commission to register voters from some undisclosed location. We challenge the Election Watch Ghana to provide information on locations where they believe this illegal registration is going on. The Commission urges the political parties who are key stakeholders in the electoral process to publish their collated daily registration figures from all gazetted registration centers and inform the public if the figures published by the Commission do not reflect the number of voters registered at the gazetted registration centers.
522,025 persons have been registered after 13 days of the current exercise.
The EC has also been responding in a statement. The Electoral Commission has denied allegations that it is using stolen biometric verification devices to secretly register prospective voters in the ongoing voter registration exercise in some parts of the country. Reacting to a press conference organized by the Election Watch Ghana, where the allegations were made, the EC rebuffed the suggestions and described it as baseless and unfounded. The Commission further reiterated that the ongoing limited registration exercise allows agents of political parties to be present at all registration centers. Additionally, the Commission provides agents of the political parties both start-of-day and end-of-day reports This enables them cross-check the information received against their individual records and ensure that at the end of each day, the total registered voters published by the Electoral Commission is not different from what the political parties collate at all registration centers nationwide. The Commission further urged political parties to publish the collated daily registration figures from all gazetted registration centers and inform the public if the figures published by the Commission do not reflect the number of voters registered at the gazetted registration centers where their agents are stationed. Let's do more stories. The majority in Parliament has described as malicious allegations from the minority that NPP parliamentary candidates have been offered 30 slots each for recruitment into the security services. Deputy Majority Leader Patricia Appiagyei says any recruitment process ongoing is to only give opportunity to those who applied but were not selected.
It's essential to clarify emphatically that no parliamentary candidate or a member of parliament has been allocated with any recruitment slots into any of our security services. These claims are not only false, but are a desperate attempt by the minority to incite public disfavor against the government as we approach the 2024 general election. The minority's assertion that 276 MPP parliamentary candidates, including 138 sitting MPs, have each been given 30 recruitment slots is mathematically and administratively ludicrous. To suggest that about over 8,000, I should say 8,000 and about 250 new recruits could be absorbed into our security forces in a system that traditionally accommodates about 1,000 to 1,200 recruits annually shows a profound misunderstanding of the operational and financial framework of our security institutions. The claims by Dr. Casey Atoforsen, the minority leader, are a deliberate distortion of reality and a malicious fabrication aimed at undermining the integrity of the government. Such allegations serve only to provoke unwarranted tensions and foster an environment of mistrust and political rivalry that our country does not need.
Organized Labour is urging workers to remain calm as it meets with President Akufo-Addo to address the SSNIT issues. The leadership suggests the meeting may discuss appointment of the board and SSNIT's unsuccessful investment. Our Labour correspondent Daniel Opoku has more.
The leadership of Organized Labour met with union members to discuss the SSNIT issues and reiterated their decision for the cancellation of the sale agreement. The 60% sale agreement, according to sources, workers fear the agreement could impact their pension funds if it is allowed to proceed.
The process is still going on, but we have already sent our warning. Our members conveyed it strongly to them. We sent a letter to the chairperson of the board. We sent a letter to the chief of staff. We sent a letter to the minister for pensions, and we sent a letter to the director general. We are confident that they will listen to us, because we are raising very important issues, and we are an important stakeholder. I mean, they can't ignore our concerns.
The leadership is set to meet the president before the end of this week.
I would like to assure all workers of this country that SSNIT is going to pay their pension when they retire. That is why we are serious about SSNIT. SSNIT is not going to collapse tomorrow. We will ensure. That is why we want to meet the president, because we have issues to address. And I'm very confident that between the president, we, Organized Labour, the board, the Ministry of Employment, which is also in charge of pensions, and PRA, we come together. We will make sure SSNIT is running as expected.
Chairman of the forum, Isaac Bampuado, urged politicians to prevent any misuse of pensioners' funds.
We've had so many calls from our membership and from our pensioners. And all they are saying is that a big no to this chaskele they are playing with pension funds. They are saying, the bashing of politicians on pension funds must end.
He hinted on organized labor's decision to take control of SSNIT board.
And the thing that we should all be aware is that pension funds are not government funds. They are for the contributors. And one of the things we'll be fighting for is to ensure that since these are workers' funds, we must control the board. No matter the number we have on the board, we also have the language that workers know. We'll use that to support our members on the board. And this is the message we want to carry across to them.
We head to the Eastern region now with its brewing issues. The Achimea State Secretary Daniel Oforiatta has defended the action by the Ochiman Task Force, which resulted in the injury of some miners after sustaining gunshot wounds at Potrase in the Eastern region. He tells TV3 the task force is a legitimate group set up to stop illegal mining activities in the area.
There's relative calm in the predominantly farming community after Monday's violence. The Achimea State Secretary Daniel Oforiatta justified the action of the task force.
And destroying the water bodies in but these reports came from well-meaning citizens of Potrase.
Residents are advocating for alternative livelihood projects for the youth to stop them from engaging in illegal mining activities.
They should have been patient and engaged the residents on the impacts of the water bodies.
But the sub-chief of the area holds a different view.
As
what happened yesterday won't make me step down from my throne. I will not agree the actions are because there are no jobs in the community.
Back here in the capital, let's do more stories. The police has served an injunction notice to conveners of the hashtag Dumso Must Stop Vigil, spearheaded by actress Yvonne Nelson. The group had notified the police of their intention to picket at the Revolution Square directly opposite Jubilee House, citing the inconsistent, erratic power supply in the country.
In their suit, which tentatively holds the Dumso Must Stop Vigil from taking place altogether, the police asserted that leadership of the group failed to agree to changing the destination point of the vigil. The police also noted that conveners were asked to reconsider and relocate the destination point of picketing since the proposed destination is directly opposite and less than 50 meters from the Jubilee House, which is a security zone. The organizers, however, failed to heed to the call. In their suit, the police want the High Court to exercise its jurisdiction in the interest of public order, public safety, defense, and effective policing to issue an order to prohibit or restrain the respondents, their agents, assigns, and anyone claiming through them from holding the intended picketing or demonstration at the Revolution Square opposite the Jubilee House. Meanwhile, the conveners have also released a statement announcing changes to their earlier dates and venue for the protest. According to the statement, the new date for the protest is June 8, and protesters will no more converge on the Revolution Square opposite the Jubilee House, but will resort to the front of the University of Ghana and walk to the Tetekwashi roundabout, where a podium will be mounted for speeches. The organizers anticipate that protesters will assemble from 2 p.m. and disperse at 10 p.m.
This has sparked a reaction. Meanwhile, Salom Dramani, one of the organizers of the protest, tells TV3 the police is taking their compromises for granted, adding that the vigil will come off as scheduled.
the police have not taken into consideration our law-abiding nature and how we have made some allowances and alterations to our original plan. You understand? The police have never taken notice of that, and then to even appreciate it, they remain ungrateful. You understand? In the face of this amendment we have done. So we are ready to slap it out in the court with the police come Friday. We are showing a steely determination to go ahead to hold the video to demonstrate our frustration and disappointment in the government's handling of the energy sector, which has resulted in this devastating power crisis.
You're still watching the morning news here on TV3 with me, Godwin Asideba. A potential fuel shortage, is anticipated due to the strike announced by the leadership of the Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union. Petrol tanker drivers are protesting delays in the approval of a framework guiding driver and mate service conditions. George Quaining has more.
In 2017, the president directed the sector minister to address tanker drivers' issues, proposing to segregate drivers and mate margins allocated to transporters within the Unified Petroleum Price Fund after a meeting. With this, the direct remuneration of members who were primarily shortchanged by the employers, the transporters, will be implemented. But the status quo remains unchanged.
When petroleum products brought into this country by ship, it will be discharged into the tank. Okay, after discharging, do you think petroleum products have pipeline from the tank, the depots, all the way to the various stations? It is tanker drivers who carry it. Yeah. Finally, when the petroleum product turn to money, then they eliminate tanker driver. What are we doing to ourselves?
Is there any alternative? I want to see how serious the impact will be.
Oh no, if they can, if they can use maybe jerrycans or tipper trucks, okay, if they can use tipper truck, or they can use any vehicle, okay, any vehicle to leave the petroleum product, fine.
National chairman of the union, George Nyaonu, expressed concern over the poor treatment of tanker drivers who risk their lives on duty.
And then the last time you went on strike was to protest the bad roads, and this one you're going on strike again. So what that means is, if it's going to take, let's say, 20 years for government or whoever to resolve or let the framework be approved, you're going to lay your tools for 20 years then?
Okay, yes. I can stand on authority and say yes to that, simply because enough is enough. As I said, from 2017, and the sitting government gave directives, okay, for his appointees to work on it, because the government himself know that we are essential drivers. Yeah. From 2017 to today, how many years? So if authorities were able to sit on our salary for about 7 to 8 years, we will also sit down. If they were able to sit on our salary, trust me, if those salaries were paid, SSNIT, most of the drivers don't have SSNIT. I'm telling you, as I speak to you, drivers get salary, even peanut on tabletop.
Okay.
On tabletop.
This is Tama Heavy Industrial Enclave, and here most of the fuel depots are situated here. And so these tankers are the ones that cut the fuel from the depots to the respective fuel outlets, and they are not working. They are all packed, and even the operators that you see right here are people that are from, long journeys from northern Ghana. But the rail operators didn't show up because of the protests. But looking at how critical fuel plays a role in our everyday life, the impact will be dire.
From Thursday going, I just say I have here
the shortage will be recorded from Thursday. Today and other days won't be felt much. The issue about improving our conditions of service is long overdue.
The union, also protesting the poor road conditions in a heavy industrial area, is calling for immediate intervention to prevent a massive calamity in an enclave with multiple fuel depots.
They would rather sit idle and not work, but endure the hardship that comes with the non-payment of salaries. The objective is to have their conditions of service improved by approving the drivers and mates conditions of service framework, which has been delayed for years. Well, we'll see how that pans out in ensuing days. Josh Quenin, TV3 News, Tema Heavy Industrial Area, Tema.
Thank you so much for allowing me grace your screens this morning with happenings in the world of news. But for more, you can log on to www.3news.com for more news updates. My name is Godwin Asidiba. On behalf of the production team, we say have a good morning, and also New Day continues shortly with the team. You don't have to miss it. See you soon.